Hey everyone, welcome back to This Is Her. I am your host, Shani Marie, and today we're going to talk about something that has been all over social media lately, which is pretty privilege. And is it even real? Or is it something that we've been creating in society as today? So now, before you hear this title and assume that, where you think I'm going to be going with this, hear me out. This isn't an episode where I'm judging anyone. And it's not about calling someone pretty or saying someone isn't, because that's never where my heart is at. And it's actually about the complete opposite. I want to have a conversation about why we've become so comfortable with letting society decide what is beauty. Because what is beauty? Who said it was what it is? And the reason this topic came to my mind was because I saw a video from a concert the other day that's going viral right now, which is the Chris Brown and the Usher concert. And a woman was brought up onto stage. And after the video started circulating, people began criticizing the way how she reacted when she seen Usher, right? And then she responded by saying something along the lines about pretty privilege got me here. And none of you in the comments will ever be where I am. And that rubbed me the wrong way. When I heard that, I paused. Not because I agree or disagree with her, but because it made me think. Who decided she was prettier than anyone else? Who gets to decide who's beautiful and who isn't? That bothered me. That rubbed me the wrong way. Because if we're being honest now, beauty has never looked the same to everyone, right? Growing up, I think a lot of us believe that beauty looked like one way, right? And in the magazines, they told us, in the movies, they told us, and now social media, if you think about it, social media is definitely telling us how you have to look, what your image should be, right? And you need this body, you need this face, this hair, this skin, these clothes, right? This lifestyle. And if you don't have those things, then who are you? That's how it is in society. So somehow, you're made to feel like you're less than. But here's what I've learned as I've gotten older. Beauty is subjective, right? What actually is attractive to one person isn't attracted to another. We've all looked at a couple before and thought, I never would expect them to be together, right? We look at that. Or, that because they don't look as attractive. But attraction is personality. Not everyone's beauty is the same way, right? So when we throw around the term pretty privilege, right? I can't help but ask, who made this rule, right? Now, do I think appearance can influence how people are treated? Yes, I do agree with that. I'd be lying if I said it never happens, right? And people, first impressions, right? That's what it is. Sometimes people are treated differently because of how they look. I've been there, right? And sometimes people are judged because of how they look too, right? I've been there. And that happens all the time. But here's where I'm struggling. I don't think your appearance should determine your value, right? In the sense of how you look in the face. I don't think your looks should determine your opportunities. And I definitely don't think becoming or being considered attractive makes someone better than anyone else. Because here's the truth. Looks might open a door, right? It might open a door. But character is what keeps you in the room, right? Who you are, who your personality is. I've met people who are absolutely beautiful on the outside. And after having one conversation with them, just one, their beauty disappeared. It made them ugly, right? Because it was their character that became ugly. Because they were rude, they were arrogant, they had lack of kindness. And then I've met people who may never fit society's beauty standards, right? But the way how they even treat people, the way how they love, the way how they carry themselves, made them some of the most beautiful people I have ever met. Genuine souls, right? That's the kind of beauty that I admire, hands down. One thing I don't want to lose is humanity. If someone compliments me, I'm grateful and I'll compliment you back. If someone thinks I'm beautiful, thank you. And I thank them back and I let them know that they're beautiful as well. But I never want to get in a place where I think that makes me better than the next person. Because today it might be me and tomorrow it might be somebody else, it might be you. Life changes, looks change, age changes us, right? But who are we? Who are you in the inside? Right? That's what people remember, is who you are, the impression that you left with them. And as I've gotten older, I've also stopped judging people the way how I used to when I was younger, especially how you grow up, right? You start to move how you grow up, what you see. And honestly, I give God the credit for that 100%. When you were younger, it was easy to get caught up in appearance. Who's wearing what? Who's the prettiest? Who's most popular, who's getting most attention, right? But as my relationship with God grew, so did my perspective. So did my perspective. And I started realizing that every single one of us was created differently. Different features, different personalities, different gifts, right? That's all the intention. That's all intentional. I always talk about intention. And God didn't create copies. He created individuals. So who am I to even decide one of his creations are more beautiful than the other? The Bible tells us that people look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. So that's how I move. And that's something that I try to remind myself every single day. And I put that and instill that into my kids. Don't judge nobody. I also think social media made this conversation even harder, right? Because we're consistently comparing ourselves, comparing our faces, comparing our bodies, comparing our relationships, comparing our lives, right? And we're chasing perfection. I had to stop doing that a long time ago. Don't get me wrong, we all use filters. We edit our pictures. We do all of that stuff, trying to become someone else's definition of beauty. Meanwhile, and I'm a victim, I do it too. I'm not a victim, but I do it too. And meanwhile, the things that we criticize about ourselves could be the most very beautiful thing that someone else admires about us. So maybe instead of asking if pretty privilege is real, maybe we should ask ourselves another question. Right? When we meet somebody, what is the first thing that we notice? Their appearance? Or is it the way they made us feel? Right? How people made us feel. Because confidence is beautiful, right? Kindness is beautiful. Humanity is beautiful. Respect, beautiful. Integrity, beautiful, right? Those are the things that don't fade away with age of who you are. Those are the things that make people remember you, right? So today, I want to leave you with this question. Do you believe pretty privilege is real? Or do you think that we've allowed society to define beauty for us? I genuinely love to hear your thoughts on this one because I don't think there's only one answer. Let's have a conversation respectfully about this. If this episode made you think, don't forget to follow the podcast and leave a review, leave a comment, share it with someone who loves real conversations. And thank you. Thank you so much for listening each and every time, just being my supporter. Thank you for listening to another episode of This Is Her. And remember, the world may never notice your appearance, but your character is what leaves the last impression. The last impression. So I'll see you on the next episode, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Once again, I'm your host, Shani Marie, and thank you with love, light, and respect, and all blessings and all. Peace.